Hey guys, it's Dubai Maven. Welcome back again to my channel. I normally love dark lipstick, but today I'm going for the pink bright one. So this look, I am so totally in love with it. I am actually using the Telepathy eye makeup from Colourpop. This eyeshadow is the bomb. Like, I don't know if you guys can actually see, but it's just pure unadulterated gold. You know how some Colourpop cosmetic makeups, like, you can't find the perfect brush because either it's too light to put on if you use the brush, or you just have to use your ring finger, and they actually say that in their packaging, like, because it's not a regular powder eyeshadow, it's actually a wet pressed pigment. You know, I was using my hands for a long time, but then I realized it's really hard for when I want to do the cut crease, or if I want to really do the you know, like the ones that are like blendable. So what I found out is this amazing brush. I am obsessing about this. Like, I've had it for a very long time. So if you guys have the time, go to Sedona Lace website, and the brush is EB21. I swear you will see in my tutorial how this brush just packed all of that 24 karat gold color right into my eyelid, and I didn't even have to use my hand. Well, I think I did, but it was kind of like there was no need because this brush did it all for me. So I hope you guys have fun, have a great weekend, keep on watching. So let's start with prepping our skin with the Nivea Men Aftershave lotion. And after that, I'm using the Kate Powderless Liquid Foundation and using an F80 Sigma brush sprayed with MAC Fix Plus. I start with the first side of my face and then I move on to the other side of my face. I have this in color OCD and I really like how it seamlessly blend into my skin. I don't really have to use powder too after putting this on my skin, so this actually saves a lot of time. You can get this in any Watsons store in Asia, such as Singapore, Hong Kong, and definitely in Japan, which I think is much cheaper. The next step is my eyebrow. I'm using the Anastasia Deep Brow Pomade in medium brown, and using a MAC 280 brush, I start at the very bottom. I carve out the bottom part of my eyebrow and then do maybe like halfway from the top, and just like as if you're coloring you know, when you were back in kindergarten, you're just filling out the blank spaces between those two lines that you've made. Be very careful that you're not really pressing a lot of color at the top and especially at the bottom, because you don't want to have that scalza look. So I know that it can get very frustrating, but you know, I find that if I practice a lot, you can actually perfect this anytime. Let me know if you guys want to have an in-depth tutorial. I would love to share what I've learned with you guys over the years. The next step is to clean out any harsh edges with the eyebrow deep pomade that I have actually carved my eyebrows with. And I find that if I use a lip brush from Sephora, it works well, like especially the lip brush, because there's more precision and the carving is more accurate. So you know how it is with makeup, whatever works for you. So you can use a lip brush, you can use a tiny brush, as long as they're synthetic, it will work. So after carving your eyebrows and cleaning it out, you have to blend it. So taking any brush, as long as they're not rounded, as long as they're flat, it will actually work in blending out the concealer that you've put. The next step is prepping our eyelid. Obviously, my personal favorite, my ride or die eye primer is the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden. This is so perfect for when you need it for a cut crease too. The first eyeshadow is the one from Makeup Geek Cosmetics, and we are using the Creme Brulee using a large fluffy brush. The second color is from the Morphe 35O palette, and I'm just using a makeup store eye brush in number 117, and I'm just packing it low or just next to on top of the Creme Brulee Makeup Geek Cosmetic eyeshadow that I've put. The trick with blending colors is that you really have to blend and give it a lot of patience until you get your desired effect. So going on to my left eyelid, I'm being careful that I don't go above the creme brulee color that I've put with the large fluffy brush. The next step is to clean it out, and using the same fluffy brush that I used earlier on, I'm just blending the outer edges of the makeup colors that I've so far applied. The next color is using a matte black color, and this one is from MAC Carbon. I'm just packing it really low in the outer edges of my eye, being really careful that I don't go overboard because it's really hard to blend black eyeshadows without looking like Uncle Po. So just make sure that you put them at the very outer edge. And this one, I'm using the Sedona Lace brush. I'll list everything down below. I think this brush is called the EB09. And I find that this one really blends really well. But then I wasn't really happy with the black eye color, so now I'm using the Makeup Geek Corrupt, and amazingly this black eyeshadow is just seriously so pigmented. Get this at the makeupgeekcosmetics.com. They're so cheap too. They're like $5.99 per pan. And they're so pigmented. They're one of my favorite makeup brands that are really cheap. On top of that is like Morphe, Makeup Geek Cosmetics, Colourpop Cosmetics. Oh, the list goes on. So girls, just be very patient with blending, because that is how you achieve the seamless sort of, there's no harsh streaks, nothing like that look. The next step is my favorite. This is the Colourpop Cosmetics eyeshadow that I was talking to you about. It's called Telepathy. And look at the brush again, the suspected brush that I was telling you guys. Look how packed and how pigmented the Telepathy eyeshadow is. Like, I don't even have to use my ring finger this time. And then going back to the Sedona Lace EB09, and I'm not taking any more corrupt color, I'm just like blending it in and making sure that everything blends seamlessly. So next, we use the Inglot eyeliner gel in number 77, and I'm using a Morphe eyeliner brush. As you can see, it's number M160 and 1/8. I don't know what that is, but if you go to a Morphe store or their website, it's M160. So if you guys want to do an in-depth tutorial of how I do my eyeliner, it's with a lot of practice, and it's really just about connecting the dots. That's it. The next step is using my Age Rewind Brightener. You can get this in the US. Actually, if you have any US flights, get them at CVS, Duane Reade, everywhere that carries the Maybelline brand, they will have this. Unfortunately, it's not available in Dubai. So on top of that, after I finish, I use again the concealer in medium. This for me, I love drugstore brands. I mean, as long as it works for you, right? I don't need to have the Dior or I don't know, the Chanel brand. I mean, I love them, but if I can get a drugstore brand that works just as well, I would definitely use that. I'm also using the Sigma F80 flat angled Kabuki brush to blend my concealer together. Also, I find that the angled brush really gets to the edges, and where it's really difficult to maneuver. It's so useful, this brush. I bought them in estilo.ae. They came in a set where the F80, the F88, the F85, there were 5 brushes together for 360 dirhams. So the next step is contouring, and I'm using the NYX Wonderstick in the Vegas Nay collection, and I'm just forming a rainbow on my forehead and then forming some lines with my cheekbones and in my nose, as well as the bottom of my lip and then around my jaw, using a Morphe 335 brush sprayed with the MAC Fix Plus. I'm just blending it in. I love how this brush it doesn't really provide any harsh line when you blend. So even though it's really it's a little bit narrow, this brush, however, I think that it really does a good job in blending the harsh colors of the contour stick. Contouring is really important with how you blend everything perfectly. You need to make sure that you blend them all together, because if not, you will have streaks and you will look like you've had a really bad tan. Just taking my flat angled Kabuki brush, the F88 from Sigma, I'm just making sure that everything is blended from where the contour ends and the highlighter starts. The next step is setting my concealer, and I'm using the Morphe 529 brush. I'm also using the Morphe banana powder. I just think that this powder is like too yellow for a banana powder, but it's still on probation. I'm still observing this, and I don't know if I should give this a flat review. Taking a small brush, this is not a flat one. I got this from Landmark in the Philippines. I'm just going back to that shade from the 35O palette from Morphe, and I'm just blending it in my lower lash line. Taking a slanted brush, I then go back with the Corrupt Black Matte color and just like blending it on top of the Morphe eye shade. And you know what, guys, because I finished everything with the contouring and with setting my concealer, I'm just going back with a MAC mineralized powder. Moving on to contouring, I am using the Morphe 437 brush and my favorite Hoola Benefit bronzer. I don't really have any exact location as to where I put my contour, but just make sure that you contour where you initially put your cream contour, which is the NYX Wonderstick that we were talking about earlier on. And listen, ladies, you don't put the contour powder on top of your forehead, in the middle of your forehead, because that would be a mistake of immense proportion, and that would mean that you were not listening to me in my first couple of tutorials. Okay, so moving on to the blusher, NARS. Francois NARS, I love how you name your makeup range. This blusher has a cult following. It's called Orgasm. Need I say more? There you go. For my highlighter, I am using the MAC Soft and Gentle with the Morphe Fine Brush. And you know what? This was my first love, and it still is, because it's pinkish, it's silvery, it does the work, and every time something works for me, I always go back. I'm a creature of habit. You know, it's hard for me to I love change, and trust me, I get really bored easily, but if it's something that I really, really like, trust me, I'll go back. It's like tacos. So my first lipstick was the NYX Liquid Suede, and I'm using the color Life's a Beach, but yoza, the color is so intense, I feel like it's too much. I feel like I'm going to a rave party. But anyway, even if you're in a blackout situation, you'll be blinging. Honestly, it doesn't black out in Dubai, but in the Philippines, in the southern part, you will get blackouts in the province. Yeah, so there you go. But I decided to change my color, and I decided to go for like the fuchsia pink side one. So using a NYX lip liner and a Loreal lipstick, I topped it with my Colourpop lipsticks in Monkey. I find that this color is more comfortable for me to carry, so to say. So then the next step is putting on my eyelashes. I'm using the Ardell Double Lash Up in black, and the number is 203. For anyone that is wondering what double lash up means, it's probably like, it's definitely two lashes put on top together to make it look like it's real. So I don't know if having this kind of eyelashes looks real, but it looks very nice. That's all I can say. For Dubai ladies, you can get this in headquarters, and I believe they sell this in a couple of the pharmacies. And also for the ladies that fly with me, you can get this in CVS or any Dwayne Wade stores. So because I hate the white eyelash glue, I just top it up with a liquid eyeliner. How vivid are those colors, right? So there you go, ladies. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to hear from you guys, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you. Take care. Bye.